Hello again. It's Mr. Bice, your art teacher. We're going to start out with a lesson in lines. Okay, these are power lines, as you can tell, but look at the pretty blue sky and how the lines sort of go all across it. So artists use lines to make art, to do drawings, and that's what we're going to talk about today. And I just wanted to show you that anywhere in your world, there's going to be a line. I mean, there's lines around me. If you look behind me, there's lines that go up. There's lines that go at a diagonal down, and then lines on the bookshelf behind me that go straight across. So they're everywhere. So that's how you do a drawing. That's how you start a drawing, is with a line. I liked this drawing of lines. There are different types of lines in this drawing. And then these are obviously curvy lines because they curve. Do you see any curvy lines over here? Yeah, that's kind of a curvy line. Excuse me. There's also straight lines. What is this? Loop-de-loop is what I call it. Zigzag. In the road here, we're looking at what's called a broken line. Okay, that means it's not just a straight, continuous line. It's a little bit of a line, like a dash, and then a space, and then another dash. So these are some line drawings. So no matter if you're going to do a painting, if you're going to do, if you're building something and you want to do a drawing of it, you would use line. That's how you start out. So the one at the bottom here with the sailboats, that was actually a famous painting that an artist did, but he did the drawing first. Little townhomes up here, kind of cool looking, all done with line. There's no color other than black and white. There's no shadows. It's just line, and sometimes the line may be thick, to make make it look darker, like in this artwork. And then they may be really thin, in some places. So that's another thing we can talk about is thick and thin lines. And then sometimes it's just, repeating lines. We're going to talk about that later. So this drawing you're going to do today, is going to, you've got today and tomorrow, which today is Monday for you. You've got tomorrow, Tuesday, to work on it. And then Wednesday, I want you to come back to my page because you have art all week. Wednesday, I want you to come back, and we're going to go over another lesson talking about pattern. Okay, but I thought these were really cool line drawings. I found these on the internet, and look at how the line curls or curves around and makes it look like it's a valley or a gully or something. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Grand Canyon, but it kind of reminds me of like out west, out in Arizona, a desert scene where maybe this is like a desert road. I like how they left it. Looks like a little road going through there. Pretty cool. And this is kind of reminds me of onion rings. Onions have kind of that pattern in them where the lines are going, well, especially the middle part here where it's circles inside of circles. But I love see, this is a good example of thick and thin lines. The outline of the circle, or the kind of a donut shape, is real thick. And then, of course, these lines that are going out are thin. You guys may say, oh my gosh, I could never do something like that. Well, you could if you take your time. And that's what art is about slowing down, not being in a hurry, excuse me, and taking your time. Okay? So that's what these two artworks had, these people, these artists, excuse me guys, I'm sorry, some water around here somewhere. These artists, and you're an artist, you may not think, you say, oh, I'm not an artist. Well, you are, because you can take a pen and you can draw with it. That's what we're going to do. You're going to learn how to do that. So these posters came from two different art teachers. And they show the different types of lines with the names of the lines. So your first assignment, which is something I want you to finish by Wednesday, is I want you to draw some different types of lines. You don't have to write the names of them, but here's one that I made, and you will see it when you come to the art room. Notice I did mine going up and down, okay, straight up and down, which another word for that is vertical, okay? Vertical means straight up and down. So all these lines are vertical. Now let's go back to the other poster. Okay, those are going side to side, aren't they? They're different types of lines, but they're going side to side. And that's called horizontal, okay? When something is going straight across like this, it's horizontal. If something's going up and down, it's vertical, okay? Just so you know. And that's something we'll talk about in first grade later on too, is vertical and horizontal. All right, so this is an artist's sketchbook showing different types of, art materials, and all these are black on white. Well, you might want to use some color. So we're going to get into that in just a minute, okay? And then look at this, repeating lines. There's a thick line, thin, and there you go. This shows, I forgot, actually, I just did this slide today and I forgot that this was in here. So this is horizontal, like I just told you, vertical, going straight up and down, and then diagonal. So those are really the three main directions of a line. Now, if the line is wavy, like this, that's a vertical line. It's still a vertical line. It doesn't have to be straight. This is talking about the direction of the line. Okay, so all these are straight lines. They're just going in different directions. So look at this zigzag one here. Now that's kind of cool. They did horizontal zigzags, but then they stopped and they did vertical zigzags, straight up and down. So I will want you to do both. I would like for you to do some that are going up and down, some that are going sideways, maybe some go diagonal. Look at these. The way this page has been split up into 4 sections. And you can fold the paper and do that if you want, or you can just draw on the paper like this and do random lines. The main thing, guys, is just to not get messy, okay? Is not to get messy with it and scribbly. We're not scribbling. So I'm going to switch views, and you're going to be seeing me do a drawing next. And I'm going to use some different art materials that you might have at home. And I'm going to go back to the poster that shows the different types of lines. So I'm going to be doing some different types of lines in my drawing, okay? All right, so next thing you're going to see is my paper and the materials that I use. All right, so here we have some different drawing materials. I have some crayons, and these are metallic crayons. Pretty cool. I'm going to just pull out a couple of colors here. You can use crayons. I've got a regular pencil, number 2 pencil. I've got a mechanical pencil. I've got a colored pencil. I've got an ink pen. And then I've got these Crayola markers here. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to just try a variety of art materials, okay? First thing I want to start with is a Crayola marker. There's a couple of ways to use this. So I'm going to start with a wavy line. Okay, if I'm holding the marker straight up and down, I'm getting this point here to touch the paper, right? Okay, I might repeat that line, kind of similar to that. But if you hold the marker at a little bit more of an angle like this, look what happens. Woo, nice and wide, see? Because I'm using the side, I'm using that edge. Don't touch the marker, you'll get it on your finger. And this one's washable, so you might want to use washable markers. All right, let's put that down, and let's try an ink pen. Let's try a different kind of line this time. Let's do a zigzag, okay? Look at that nice, thin, black line. And you can be big with your zigzags like this, and then you can be real small with them, So Now, I'm not asking you to copy exactly what I'm doing here. You guys might want to start out with a loop-de-loop line. Okay, you might want to start out with the crayon. So let's do. I'm doing all vertical right now, aren't I? Well, let's do some horizontal ones going across this way. So a loop-de-loop like that. The crayon. Okay. Let's try this other color, but this time I'm going to do the loop-de-loop going a different direction. Look at that. So try lines in different directions. Try them, you know, like the zigzag on this is pointing this way, right? The points are going that way. The mechanical pencil is really, really small. It's really thin. Sometimes, camera likes to go out of focus sometimes, sorry. But gives you a nice thin line, you know, with a pencil. So you can use that. Colored pencil is going to be a little bit thicker. Let's do, I want you to try, you know, at least 5 or 6 different types of lines. So I'll have that poster of the different line types for you to look at, and you can even print it at home if you want to. A broken line, let's try a broken line. So that's not much different than the pen, is it? I mean, it almost looks the same. Okay. Let's see, what else? Okay, so a ruler, if you have one, will give you the straightest line. You don't have to use one, but that'll give you a, let's try a different color this time. It'll give you a super duper straight line. See, because what you're doing is you're holding the ruler down and you're letting the marker or pencil or whatever you're using trace along the edge of it. So you kind of have to push your tool, whatever it is, whichever one, you're pushing it into the side of the ruler, okay? Like that. That'll give you perfect straight lines. Now, just for the fun of it, I've used kind of blues and greens and purples. Let's use a kind of an opposite color from those. Let's try a red. So, dotted lines. I haven't done one of those yet. So, you know, I like to color the little dots in, kind of like I'm like just kind of moving the marker around a little bit, or you could just do the tip of it. That'll give you a really, really small dot. So both will work, okay? And then how about some diagonal lines? Maybe it starts off of that and it comes up that way. Ooh, look at that. That's kind of cool. I like the way when it went through those, it made a different color. So this is what I want you guys to do. I just want you to practice some different types of lines and in different directions, okay? Look what happened there. I made some diamonds. Those are cool. And you can also, you know, when you make a shape like that, you can always go in and color in your shapes if you want to. You know, just have fun with it. We're not trying to draw anything to look like something. You're just practicing lines and having fun with that, okay? And on Wednesday, check back, and we're gonna go into doing patterns with lines. Okay. All right. Well, have fun. See you later. Bye bye.